Hi, welcome to part 4. We'll be talking about resting metabolic rate and how that is being measured and what goes into that. So RMR basically represents the amount of energy or calories that the body needs to maintain basic metabolic functions at rest. So things such as breathing, basic circulation, maintaining body temperature, and stuff like that. So it's important because it helps determine a person's overall daily caloric needs. And then obviously it depends as well when you're an athlete and burning a little bit more calories. So going over the procedures of measuring RMR before the subject is tested, they need to make sure that they are prepared by having at least 6 hours of being fasted before the test, so no eating, no drinking. This also means no exercise, and then avoiding caffeine as well for the 6 hours prior. Getting a full night's of rest is ideal. You want to make sure that the subject is well rested, and then the test should be performed in a quiet, thermoregulated environment. So basically, during the test, the subject usually lies down or sits comfortably wearing the metabolic mask, and then connected to the metabolic cart. So this device measures oxygen consumption and carbon dioxide production as well. For these gas exchange values, we can determine how many calories the body is burning at rest. So the results typically are reported by kilocalories per day, which represents a person's RMR. If a metabolic cart isn't available, you can also estimate RMR by using the Mifflin equation. This formula takes into account a person's weight, height, age, and then their sex as well. There's 2 different equations, one for males, one for females. Very similar, but then just vary a little bit, and then that gives us a number of calories that they burn per day at rest. And then to estimate total daily energy expenditure, or the calories needed to maintain body weight, we multiply the RMR by your activity factor, and that's based on your lifestyle and or like training level. So there are different categories, whether that's sedentary, lightly active, moderately active, very active, and then like extra active. So that depends on how many training days or how many times you're exercising a week, and how intense. So for example, if someone was burning about 1,600 calories and they're under the moderately active category, you'd multiply the 1,600 calories by the number that correlates with the moderately active category. So that is how you would measure that. Measuring estimated RMR gives us a good insight into a person's metabolism and what is needed to help them maintain their body weight.